Okay, good morning. So today we're going to talk about properties of addition, commutative and versus associative. And so I came up with a little thing that commutative, you can commute to different places. So like someone that works in Austin and lives in Temple will commute, so they will drive there every day. And so I made a little wheel and some wheels here and then a steering wheel there. Associative property of addition, you associate yourself with someone else. So maybe you have a best friend and you and her are a group together. So you associate. So I put a smiley face as to kind of help you remember that. Cumulative property is the order of operation. Associative property is the grouping of that operation. And so what I mean by that is you will have these numbers, and so they'll be different every time. But let's say 3 plus 4 equals 4 plus 3. So the 3 will drive itself over to the other end, and so it will mirror image that end. So whatever's on this side will have to be on this side. And so the same thing with the 4. The 4 is going to drive itself over to the other side of the equal sign. And so here's a little car driving itself. If you want to do that to help you remember, that's totally fine. At the end, you will come together and you will find the sum of these two add-ins. And so the sum here is 7 and 7. And so they should mirror each other. They should look the same on each side. And that's commutative property. Associative property has to deal with the grouping of each number. So like this equation here is 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 1 plus 2 plus 3. And so they're the same on each side. However, the groupings are different. So for this side, they grouped 1 plus 2 with open parenthesis, closed parenthesis. But on this side, they grouped 2 plus 3. And that's totally fine. But you want to make sure that when you're grouping, the ends are a little bit different. And so for here, they grouped them together. 1 plus 2 is 3. You always do everything in parentheses first. So then they brought down their 3 equals. They brought down their 1. They did what was in parentheses first, came up to 5. So now our equation looks like 3 plus 3 equals 1 plus 5. You bring those down for the sum of that add-in, which is 6 equals 6. Okay, so that is associative property. It doesn't matter which way you add them together, you're still going to come out with the same sum at the end. But I want to show you this. This is a little bit different, and you will probably see it like this quite a bit. And so you will either see it in this way where it's just simplified and you have to break it down. You may see it in this way, again, where it's totally just the equation simplified and you break it down. But you may see it like this. And when you do, you're going to take it and you're going to ask yourself, okay, I know that this side has to look similar to this side because this side is complete. Okay, there's nothing else you need to do to it yet. But this side over here is not. So it has to look like this. So what plus 75 will give you 100? Well, you'd probably have to come over and do your math a little bit, and that's okay. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say 25. Okay? 25. And over here, we can do our math. So we could do 75 plus 25. Okay? 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry your 1. 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 more is 10. So you have 100. So that equaled 100. So now you could come over and do the math. 100 plus 87 equals 100 plus 87. Okay? Take it a step further. 100 plus 87 is 187 equals 100 plus 87 is 187. Okay? And so when you break it down and you have it look this way, it went from being an associative property to being a cumulative property. Okay? There's one more property that I wanted to share with you. It's called identity property. Okay? And so identity property is just what it says right here, identity of that number. And so anything plus 0 is always going to give you that addend. So it's always going to be 4. Anything plus 0, so it's called the identity property of 0. And so it's always going to be 4. So 5 plus 0 equals 5. 6 plus 0 equals 6. And so on and so on. You may go back to these videos if you need help. Thank you.